Welcome to an episode of Founder in the Chair. I'm your host, Fina, and today my guest is a mindset coach, a master manifestor, and founder of the Positive Mindset Company, a movement helping people maintain a happy, aligned balance in their lives. This amazing guest supports professionals and business owners break free from hustle, culture, and overwhelm by reconnecting with themselves and building aligned momentum in both life and career without burning out. Known for blending soulful spirituality and practical mindset tools, her work is rooted in mindfulness, the law of attraction, and intentional living. She is on a mission to make the world a happier place and does this through transformative workshops, coaching programs, and workplace wellness. So I'm super excited to welcome Mandeep into the Founders Chair. Welcome, Mandeep.
Hi, Vina. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
Good. And tell me more about a master manifestor.
So what that means is I'm quite into the law of attraction and manifesting, and I sort of have a knack for doing it. So I've manifested quite a lot of amazing things in my life, and I help other people with manifesting as well. So manifesting is just attracting things that you want into your life.
So we hear that a lot, and people are almost a little bit like, well, how do you actually manifest? How can you make things happen?
Yeah.
So you said some amazing things. Give me an example.
I've got a few examples. I'll pick one of them. So I manifested the opportunity to have some of my positivity products in a pop-up shop in the high street store Boots. And I literally did that from writing this intention down, having a strong belief in that intention, and it happened. And I'd put a deadline date of when I wanted that to happen by, and it happened 2 weeks before that deadline. So by the date that I'd set, I had that opportunity, and I was in the boot store that I wanted to be in as well. It had a special meaning to me. So,
wow. So okay, we're going to that a little bit more then. So what is the story behind the Positive Mindset Company? What inspired you to create it?
So I've been on my own mindset company. I've been on my own mindset journey now for probably around 6 to 7 years.
Okay.
So before, sort of started around the time I had my son, and after I'd had him, I realised actually I don't quite feel right. I feel like there's a sort of dark cloud over me. I feel like I'm not supported. I feel like I'm alone. Even though I lived in a house full of people, I wasn't alone. I was well supported, but I just didn't feel like that inside. And it started to affect myself, my relationships, and I thought, I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be this kind of a mother for my son. I don't want to be this sort of wife, daughter-in-law. I want to be a better version of me, and I know that I can be. So I looked into different ways of helping to sort my own mindset out and trying to do it myself. And I did have some help along the way, because it's great to have help when you're on this sort of a journey. But I sort of looked into, the more I looked into mindset techniques, the more I realised actually these really resonate with me and they really help. And it just sort of progressed from there. And the more I went along my own mindset journey, the more I realised actually this is what I need to help people with. And then, as funny as it sounds, I then realised that my name, Mandeep, actually means light of the mind. So it's almost like this is what I was meant to be doing.
Oh wow, I love that. I did not know the meaning of Mandeep.
Yeah.
And I know lots of Mandeeps. I'm going to be telling all of them now. Okay, so you created the company.
Yeah.
When was that?
So I actually only started the Positive Mindset Company 2 months ago.
Okay.
Before that, I ran another business called Made by Mandeep, where I made just positivity products, so things like affirmation cards, positivity cards.
Okay.
I had a mindfulness colouring book, and then I realised that actually I can help people more than this. I want to be able to speak to people, to offer services, to help people more with their journeys. And that's when I started training as a mindset coach, a life coach, and a workplace wellness coach as well, so that I could then go on to coach people and offer these workplace wellness workshops that I do, and also on retreats and stuff. So that's the sort of thing that I do.
So did you have to go and get qualified for that? What did you have to do?
Yeah, so I studied for it and I got a certification.
Okay.
So that I've and had to do a test. And have
So if
passed
someone
that.
was listening now and they're thinking of doing that, what would you recommend and where should they go and study for it?
I would say have a look online. There's quite a lot of different courses out there for different specialities as well, depending on what you want to do. But I would really recommend, if anyone is looking into this, to take the training up, because I think a lot of people, sort of the general public, don't realise that coaching is actually an unregulated area. So anyone can sort of say, I'm a coach, and just start coaching people. There's nothing to sort of regulate this this field. And that scared me a little bit. I thought, I want the training for myself, just as part of my own development journey, but also I want to be able to know that I'm helping people in the right sort of way, which is why then I took the time to study this and get qualified in it. And plus it also gives people that reassurance that they're dealing with somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, like some of the people could be vulnerable. That,
Yeah.
well, quite a lot of them probably are. And,
Yeah.
you know, you could make it worse.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the obstacles you see that are holding people back on their mindset journey, and how do you help them start moving through these?
I think probably some of the most common obstacles are people saying that they just don't have time for mindfulness, or they're just spinning so many different plates that they just don't have, like, mindfulness is just not a priority for them. And what I would say is actually you're spinning a lot of plates, and when you're spinning so many plates, the plate that you inevitably drop is yourself. And that's the most important plate, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You've got to fill your own cup first before you can then help others and do anything else. So that's one of the main things that I do, is helping people put themselves first and finding mindfulness techniques that fit into their lives, because everyone thinks they don't have time, but they do. There's always time to practice mindfulness. And I think sometimes people are put off because they think, oh, we have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and do this big massive long routine and do yoga and then meditate for an hour and then do this. And they're thinking, well, I haven't got time because I've got to get the kids ready and take them to school and then start work. So the work that I do is all about looking into somebody's life and then seeing where we can fit mindfulness into little sections of their life. That's really easy. And actually, although a lot of people do like journaling, there's a lot of people that don't. And the work that I promote means that actually you can do mindfulness without needing to pick up a pen. It's great if you want to journal, but actually you don't have to journal either. So it's about making mindfulness sort of accessible for everybody as well.
So give me an example of someone who didn't want to journal. What would you suggest to maybe pour their feelings out?
I would say pouring their feelings out, journaling is a great way of doing that. But I would say that the one mindfulness technique that I think really propelled my mindset journey and really helped make a massive difference to my life was practicing gratitude. And a lot of people think, well, I say thanks, I appreciate what I've got in my life, but people don't do it on a deeper level. Like, how often do we sit and really think about every little aspect of life and how grateful we are to be here and to have what we have? And I think one of my favourite sayings that really helps with gratitude and practicing gratitude is, what if you woke up tomorrow and all you had is what you are grateful for today? And I think that really puts into perspective how grateful we should be for every little thing that we've got. And that's something that you can make gratitude lists. You can write down what you're grateful for, but it's something that you can do just generally. So you can be sitting in the car and you can just think about or say out loud that thank you, universe, or thank you, God, or whoever you believe in, or just thank you for the car that I'm driving, thank you for the clothes that I'm wearing, thank you for the green trees that are lining the streets. So anything that you are grateful for, anything that you can see, you can hear, you can feel, you can smell, say thank you for all of it. And the more you start doing that, the more you'll notice that your mindset starts to shift and you start to see the positives in life a lot more. And that doesn't take very long to do. When you're sitting in the car, when you're waiting for the kettle to boil, the first thing that when you wake up in the morning, your alarm's gone off, instead of pressing snooze, just have a little think about, you're grateful for the good night's sleep that you had, the bed that you've got.
Or that you woke up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just those things, and it doesn't take very long, but it makes a massive impact on your day and your life.
Wow, thank you. So there's often a debate about spirituality versus religion, especially when it comes to mindfulness and the law of attraction. So what's your view on how these concepts intersect?
I think a lot of people think it's religion versus spirituality, and you are either one or the other. And I think what people don't realise is actually religion and spirituality, and you can be both. So you can be religious and spiritual, you can be spiritual and religious. And I would actually say I was brought up, we follow the Sikh faith, and I was brought up in a religious family.
Yeah.
And actually I think the more I've started practicing mindfulness and looking into the law of attraction and manifesting, the more I've noticed how similar it is to different things that religion teaches us. And every religion says that we should be kind, we should be helpful, we should help others. No religion tells us to be negative and to not be kind to others.
Of course not.
And so there's so much similarity between religion and spirituality. I think we sort of need to get out of the mindset of thinking that they're against each other, and actually one lends itself really nicely into another. Especially, like, for example, there are scriptures in Sikhism that say that, you know, if you ask God for something, they will provide. But that's what we're saying manifestation is that if you ask the universe, and I think this is another thing, people think, well, the universe, what's that?
Yeah.
The universe is whatever you want it to be. Universe is God. The universe is everything around you. So like I said, there's a scripture that says if you ask God for something, they will provide. And manifesting is if you ask with intention, you'll get what you ask for. So it's practically the same thing. And there's lots of different things like that. Like there's quite a famous one that is, if you conquer your mind, you'll conquer the world. And it's that sort of thing, which lends itself very much into mindfulness. So I think they go hand in hand. And I think we need to sort of move away from the thinking of you're either spiritual or you're either religious. I think you can be both. And I think the more I've worked on my mindset journey, I think the more actually I've started looking more into faith as well. So I feel like both of them have grown alongside each other.
I love that. So going back to manifesting, you said about your products in Boots. What else? Give us some more examples.
I think another good one that happened was I manifested something just from a thought. And I think this is really important because the Boots one that I did, I was journaling and scripting out my goal every day. So I was writing down exactly what I wanted to happen and by when. But I actually manifested something just from a thought as well. And that it happened within 24 hours of me having the thought. So I'd gone to, in my spare time, I'm a Bhangra dancer. So I like doing Indian Punjabi dancing.
Yeah.
And I'd actually gone to the cinema to watch a film where there was a famous choreographer that it was Nalika Bose. She's a choreographer, and she had choreographed in this particular film that had come out.
Yeah.
And I thought I want to go and see it because I'd seen her speaking at an event prior to that. So I went to watch this film in the cinema, and I was sitting there thinking, because I'd danced in a Punjabi film that had been in the cinema previously. And I sort of thought it would be amazing if I had this opportunity again. I wonder if I'll ever have this opportunity to come to the cinema and see myself on the screen again.
Yeah.
And within 24 hours, this was a Saturday, by the Sunday afternoon, I've got some of my friends run a Bhangra group called Geordie Dancers. And she rang me and she said, I've had an opportunity to dance in a Punjabi film. Are you free on Tuesday? Will you come with us? And I was like, okay, I'll come. Sorted out work arrangements, went down on the Tuesday, filmed for a Punjabi film, and then went months later to watch it in the cinema. And we were on the screen, and I did do the really cringy, cheesy thing of telling everyone in the cinema because the whole team had gone. So I did sort of say, we might end up disturbing this show a little bit, but it's because we're going to be on the screen. And then we came on and everyone was cheering, and it was an amazing feeling. And that was from a thought that I'd had.
What film was it?
It's called Bina Band Jal England. It's it comes on some of the channels as well on the TV. The previous one I was on Netflix. This one hasn't quite made it to Netflix yet, but it's it comes on, so it was quite cool.
Do you have anything else you want to share, or is that the two?
I think they're probably the two main ones. But I'd also say, I think, although it sounds like I've just had a thought and it's just happened, but what I would say is it's because I had a positive mindset, and it's the mindset journey that I've been on that's allowed that to happen. Because when you're in a sort of negative state, you don't feel like you can do anything. You don't feel like the world is on your side. And that's why it's important that when you do work on your mindset and you do feel more positive, that's when you think, actually, I can do this. I can do anything I put my mind to.
So Mandeep, obviously you must have some bad days as well.
Yeah.
How do you then shift your mindset? Because, sometimes you just want to mope around. You just want to stay in that shit state.
Yeah.
So what do you do to get yourself out of it?
I think that's a really important point, Vina. I think it doesn't matter how positive someone is. We're all human and we all have bad days.
Yeah.
And I think it's about recognising and acknowledging, giving yourself that space that it's okay to have a bad day. I'm one for sayings. I love a saying. And another saying that I really love is never forget that it's a bad day. A bad day doesn't mean that you have a bad life. And I think that's really important. So there's a number of ways that I deal with it when I'm having a bad day. Sometimes I will just take that day. If I'm having a really bad day and I don't want to shift that bad feeling, there's nothing I can do. That's okay, because tomorrow's a new day and I will just sit and just be in that space in myself, and that's fine. But sometimes there's a bad day and you're in a bad mood and you know what, I don't want the rest of the day to go like this. And so then I will practice gratitude, will be my first thing. Sometimes I might journal out what I'm grateful for, or I'll do things that I know that make me happy. And I think that's another thing that's really important, is a lot of times we don't know what makes us happy. So when we're in a bad mood, we don't know how to shift it. And it might be something as simple as spending time outdoors, which is a really good way of helping to lift your mood. Going for a walk, listening to your favourite music is a great way of shifting your mood. But if you don't know what those things are, then when you're in that bad mood, you wouldn't know how to shift it. So I would say a really great thing to do for everyone is just to make a list of things that make you happy. Like make a long list, like 10, 15, 20 things. So then when you are in a bad mood and you think, oh, I want to shift this, but I don't know how, you just open your book and you think, I'll do a few of these things. And you'll wonder, like, what bad mood? You'll just lift yourself up so easily.
That's such a good idea, because when do we ever make a list of what makes us happy?
We don't. And it can be,
and you said
anything.
15, 20 things, like, you know, I'd be sitting and thinking 15, 20 things that I need to write down that make me happy.
Yeah. But it can be anything little as well. It, like going for a walk, listening to your favourite music, but then you might think, well, what music is that? Like, really dig into it. Don't just put listening to music, because the music you like is going to be different to what I like, or you might have a particular song that, you know, if you put that on, you're going to have to get up and start dancing. So it's like looking into it that deep of a level of thinking, well, which specific song is it? If you like reading, what book is it that I'm going to pick up to read that's going to lift me up? Or if I like watching films, well, which specific film is it that I'm going to watch that I know if I put that on, it's going to make me laugh? It's going to lift my mood up. Or if it's that you like to speak to somebody, if you like talking, well, who can you call when you're in that sort of a state that actually speaking to them for like 10 minutes is going to really help you?
I think that's really important. Like, I always have a friend that's going to just snap me out of it.
Yeah.
You know, like, what's the matter with you, Vina? Like, stop it.
That's it. And they say, don't they, a problem shared is a problem halved. And it's so true. Just talking to someone, having someone take that time to just listen makes a big difference.
Yeah, because sometimes all you want is to be listened to and to be heard.
Yeah.
To be seen.
That's it.
So at home, if someone else is in a bad mood and you're obviously feeling positive, what do you do? How do you make the people around you feel the same way?
I think it's important to not force positivity onto anyone. You don't want to be that person that's bouncing around and everyone's like, just got away. So it's important to know whether they want to change their mood, because we're in control of how we feel, and it's up to them whether they want to change their mood or not. And if they do want to, then it's about having those conversations, taking that time to speak to them and listen to what they're feeling. If they want to be alone, because sometimes people want to be alone, they don't want to be around others, it's giving people that space. But actually, if they do want to be around you, then maybe going for a walk with them so that you can listen and get some fresh air. Being outside in nature is really grounding. It's really good for us anyway. So getting somebody out of the house and helping them in that way is a really good point. But I think first and foremost is finding out. The most important thing is finding out, what do they want? What do they think is going to help them? And working from there.
So is your husband and your family on the same wavelength as you?
I think somewhat. We're getting there. I think positivity is contagious. And I think just like misery loves company, you've got the flip side of that, which is positivity is contagious. And you'll notice if ever you're in a bad mood, people sort of gravitate towards you, because then they'll all sort of start gossiping or ranting with you as well. Whereas if you're in a positive mood and you're feeling happy, you're having a good laugh, those around you are going to start feeling that positive energy as well, and it sort of spreads that way. So it is something that we do try and practice at home. I mean, I do some mindfulness techniques, practice gratitude with my son every night. It's part of his bedtime routine now. So he sort of knows. And even today, he was like, oh, what are you doing? Why you got makeup on, mummy? Because he knows that I'm doing something. And I was like, okay, he knows that I do this sort of thing. He's only 5, so he's getting somewhat of an understanding. And I was like, I'm doing because I work a day job. I'm doing my other job, the job where mummy helps people to feel happier. So I'm going to do something with that. So he's starting to understand. But sometimes, say, if we're running late with his bedtime routine and I don't instigate the whole practicing gratitude bit, he will bring it up himself now. And he's like, we haven't said thank you. So it's quite nice to, and I think I don't remember ever being told any of this when I was younger. No. And I think not only can we make a big difference to ourselves now in helping our own selves feel happier, but just think of the difference it makes to the generations to come, that they are being brought up in a society where these sort of practices are more commonplace now, and we can really help make a difference to them. And as they grow up practicing gratitude from 5 years old onwards, they're going to have an amazing life.
They are, aren't they? So, like you said, it's contagious. So imagine he says it at school, or when he grows up and he's in relationships and he practices it, and he's going to be like, the guy to be with.
Hopefully.
So for someone just starting their mindset journey, what small practices or mindset shifts would you recommend to begin creating positive change? I know you've said the grateful. Is there anything else that they could do?
I would say practicing gratitude is the first one. But I'd also say knowing what makes you happy. So do that list that we talked about. Make that list. Take the time to just sit down and make a list of what it is that actually makes you happy. And then schedule in time every week or every month to do some of those things, because we're so busy. We don't open our calendars and think, we'll look at a week and think, oh, I've got this meeting, I've got this thing to do, and then I've got swimming class after school, and then I've got to do this and this. How often do we look at our calendar and think, oh, okay, so this is the day that I'm going to take half a day out, I'm going to go to my favourite park, have a walk, I'm going to have lunch by myself, I'm just going to take time for myself. We don't schedule time in for ourselves. So I think if you're at the start of your mindset journey, try and do that a little bit more. Try and get to know yourself more, of what it is that you like, what it is that makes you happy, what you like to spend your time doing, who you actually are.
Yeah, because sometimes people don't even know who they are.
No.
So what's it like to work with you? Like, whether it's, you said you do corporate as well, but what about personal level? What's it like? How do you start working with you?
So I do one-to-one coaching, and I think the main thing that I do is called Empower Hours, where people book sessions. It's online, and we have an hour call where I will go through, and it's all sort of individual and personalised to what's going on in their lives and what it is that they want out of the session. Because not only can I help people improve their positive mindsets, but also if you've got goals and things that you want to achieve, I help to get clarity on those goals, get focus, break them down into aligned action points, and then make sure that you do achieve those goals. And then also mixing into that some manifestation techniques that are going to help as well. So it all depends on where you are on your mindset journey and what it is that you want to do. And I have some clients that just want to focus on getting that positive mindset going, whereas I have others that have started to get positive mindset techniques into their lives, but actually they want clarity on what goals and how they're actually going to achieve their goals. So I help them all with that part of things. And then after the call, we have a week's worth of support with me on Telegram, so that they can contact me and we can voice note, and there's that accountability there. Because I think it's all well and good sometimes having one-off sessions or going to events where you feel really pumped up, and then you come out of it and you're like, oh, because normal daily life happens, and you're like, what do I do next? What's the next step? And I think it's always helpful to have that support afterwards. So if you've got any more thoughts, you've got an idea, or like last week I had a client that I was voice noting daily to say, how are you getting on? Did you get up and do the things that we talked about? Did you practice your gratitude this morning? And it's not like a school teacher type thing, have you done your homework? But it's more to help you keep on track, because sometimes things happen in the morning, you might have got up late or something and you didn't have time, but then it's about, okay, so you didn't do it today, that's fine, let's give ourselves some compassion, we'll be kind to ourselves, but what's going to change tomorrow then? What are we going to do differently tomorrow? And it's about not just sort of, I think one of the analogies I use with one of my clients is say sometimes we have a goal and something doesn't go quite right, and then we just think, oh, forget it, I'm just not going to do it now. I'll just wait until next January or something. But if you have a notebook and you're writing in that notebook and you make a mistake, do you rip that whole page out? Do you throw that notebook in the bin? You don't. You'll just draw a line, you'll cross your mistake out and you'll start again. But we don't do that in life. We just think, oh, forget it, it's not worth it now. And it's about,
working.
it's not working, so I'll try again another time. But we've just got to remember to draw that line and carry on. And it's okay if we make a mistake or we don't do something we'd intended to do. But then just tomorrow is another day. Let's try again. Don't leave it, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. Don't put things off until next month or wait till January and that sort of thing. We can make a real difference now.
So you said something about techniques. Is there something that you can share now that people can do at home, apart from making a list and doing the grateful exercise? What else? Any other tips, some quick wins that people can start doing?
I'd say a quick win to do is when you wake up in the morning, make the first thing you think about something you're grateful for, or something that you like set your intention up for the day. And I think this takes a little bit of practice, because naturally you'll get up and you'll be like hitting snooze, or you think, oh my God, I'm late for work or something. And it's about taking that time to really think in the morning before you even get out of bed. Just take a moment to maybe think of like one or two things that you're grateful for, or think about what sort of a day you want to have. So I'm going to have a really productive day, or, you know, I attract great opportunities, or I'm going to have a happy day today. Quite simple things, but just doing that makes a big difference to the way your day goes. And it's something we can all do. It doesn't take very long at all. And you get out of bed differently. So you know how they say that you've got out on the wrong side of bed. But by doing this, you're really making sure that you get out of bed on the right side. Because if you're thinking those thoughts from first thing in the morning, your day is going to flow so much better.
So you do this hours call.
Yeah.
Then they're accountable with you for a week.
Yeah.
Okay. And how does somebody book that with you?
So I've got a website, which is thepositivemindsetcompany.co.uk, and you can book it through there. So my calendar is on there for you to book slots that are at your own convenience and time, whenever suits you best. I'm on Instagram as well. Again, that's at the Positive Mindset Company. So my DMs are always open if you want to have a chat, or you're not sure whether we are the right fit to work together, or how I can help you. I don't mind people dropping me a message or voice note. I'm quite into voice notes at the moment. I'm one of these annoying people that leaves like really long voice notes for their friends that are more like podcasts. But I think it's a nice way of connecting and speaking to somebody without sort of impeding on their time, so they can listen like when they want to.
Up, yeah.
But don't worry, if you drop me a voice note, I'm not going to send you a 30-minute one back. It's okay. I don't want to put people off voice noting me, but just that bit of a connection to find out whether we are the right fit for each other. So you can do that. But
so what does it cost to work with you, let's say for that hour?
So an hour session is £150, and in that you get the hour and then you get the week's support as well.
Yeah.
But we have great results from people that work with me just for that hour session, the impact that it has on their lives from making these changes, but making sure that they're making them regularly and having a personalised action plan for their lives, because not every technique is going to work for everyone. So what I like to do is get a real feel for what's going on in somebody's life and how we can put mindfulness in a way that fits into their lives so that it's more aligned for them. Because the more aligned it is for you, the more likely you are to carry on with it, and the more likely you are then to make that into a habit that becomes regular and really propel your mindset journey.
So what else do you do apart from the hour with you?
So I do workplace wellness as well. So I go into workplaces and do workshops there, or wellness clinics for a whole day. And I also do workshops at retreats. So I'm a workshop facilitator. I love holding workshops and really making a difference to a larger group of people as well. And I'm also I like talking, if you hadn't guessed. So and I don't mind sort of getting up on a stage and talking in front of people. Nice. I know a lot of people that puts people off.
Stage fright.
Yeah, but I like talking. So I like to get up and really make that difference to people, have that impact on them.
Nice, love that. What do you think of vision boards then?
I like a vision board. So I ran workshops at the beginning of the year, which were about goal setting, and then there was a vision board section as well. But I think vision boards they're becoming a lot more commonplace now. So a lot of people seem to know about vision boards, but I think a lot of people hold a lot of, they think that they're just going to stick these pretty pictures onto a board and then it's all going to happen. And I think they miss out that crucial step of actually you've put the pictures on there, but you still need to work on it regularly. You still need to look at those pictures and those words and really visualise. We miss out the bit of the vision board, which is visualising and really believing that that is going to happen. So taking that time daily to have a look at those, closing your eyes and really feeling that you are there. Say it's, I don't know, a particular like holiday scene or something, let's say. it's really closing your eyes and visualizing that you are there on that beach. You can feel the wind blowing in your hair and the smell of the sea and the sand between your toes, and really feeling that. It's not just looking at this picture on the that's stuck on your wall and then going about your day. It's taking that few minutes to really feel what it is that you want. And that's what really makes a difference with vision boards.
Love that. Okay, thank you. So your website, Instagram, where do you mainly hang out? Is it TikTok, Instagram?
Instagram
Also. You on TikTok as well?
No, not anymore. I was, but it just you end up doom scrolling on TikTok. Let's be honest, with all social media, it sort of becomes a black hole, and which isn't great for mindfulness, really. So I'm quite careful about who I follow now on social media and how much time I spend on there. So I try to be intentional with my time. So Instagram is the one for me. Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn as well, and I've got my website.
Do you get a lot of work through social media?
Yeah, I think a lot of people tend to, because they follow me or they've seen me around, and I think especially with Made by Mandeep, where I used to do affirmation cards, there was a period of time where I was being called the affirmation card woman because I was around so much with my little fan of cards for people to pick cards out. But so I don't make as many products anymore, but there are some coming in the pipeline that I'm redesigning. So so they'll be coming soon.
So if someone's listening now and they want to work with you and they're a little bit on the fence, what would you say to them?
Contact me on Instagram, drop me a DM, drop me a voice note if that's easier for you, and let's have a chat and let's see what I can do to help you.
Do you do like an initial free call as well?
I do if you're working with me on a longer program. So I do a 3-month course of one-to-ones. So it's called the Balanced Bliss Journey, where it's a more structured sort of longer course. And I do offer a discovery call for that one. But if it is that you're looking for an Empower Hour but you're just not sure, then I'm happy for you to voice note me or message me, and we can go through from there.
Perfect. Makes sense. Thank you. Anything else you want to add before we go?
I would just say that I think we've discussed some really good, like, impactful mindfulness techniques. So I would just really say for anyone watching, please try and practice these things. You'll notice the more you do it, it will make such a difference to your life, just from spending 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes thinking about what you're grateful for, knowing yourself and what it is that you actually like, what makes you happy, and doing more of that, because life is short. Life is too short to be doing things that don't make us happy.
Absolutely. So make your grateful list. What you what was it? Thankful for?
Well, yeah.
What makes you happy?
What makes you happy? Make your list of what makes you happy, and then really try and work that into your life more.
I'm going to see if I can write 20, because you said do 20. 20 grateful things and 20 things that make me happy.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Mandeep.
No worries.
And we will put all your details below and how to contact you. Thank you.
Thank you, Veena.
Thank you.